The Mets finally signed somebody, and his name is Jorge Polanco. It is a 2-year, $40 million contract, 20 a year for him to probably play first, according to Jeff Passan. And this gives the Mets lineup a much needed boost, in my opinion. They needed something. They didn't have a first baseman on roster. And you could argue after this signing, they still don't have a first baseman on roster with Jorge Polanco. I'm so confused right now by what the Mets are doing. I'm confused by the Mets offseason. It's like they don't want to spend money. They didn't want to bring Alonso back, right? And you can be like, the bidding went out of my price range and year range, I guess. And so we were never going to do that. And that's fine, I guess. But now you're bringing in Polanco for $10 million less. And he's not the same player. He's not close to the same player. Like, you're not even kind of bridging the gap. Like, the Mets just aren't filling the offensive holes that they have right now. I mean, they're bringing Polanco into play first base. He played a little bit of first base last year in Seattle, where he had a really good offensive year. But I don't know. He's not really a first baseman. You still don't really have a true first baseman on the roster, in my opinion. Now, can he work on it? Yeah. Is first base defense less valuable than other positions? You could make the argument for sure, but the value of Jorge Polanco at the plate, in my opinion, because he is a good hitter, is that we were comparing him to other second basemen, because second base is just a weaker hitting position. It just is. There's no way around that, right? When you compare Jorge Polanco to the other second baseman in the league, Jorge Polanco is a really good hitter. When you compare Jorge Polanco to other first basemen in the league, he's not as great of a hitter, right? So if you're going to sacrifice defense to put him at first, you're also now sacrificing hitting at first, probably, because there's probably other guys you could have gone with to have him at first. I don't know. I'm confused by what the Mets are doing, right? I mean, even on days that he DHs, he's not going to play the field 162 games. You still got to have somebody play first. And that's still going to be like Mark Vientos, probably, or like Brett Beatty is going to learn. And then the other one is still at third, unless you bring in Bellinger and he plays first. But then, I don't know. I'm just very confused. If I'm going to spin this positively, right, as somebody who's fond of the Mets, I think you look and you say you're not locked in long term to Jorge Polanco. If it doesn't work, you just eat the contract. It's 2 years and you can figure something else out. Maybe Juan Soto at some point in his career makes that Bryce Harper transition and he's a first baseman long term. But for the team right now, you're still not really a better team than you were at the beginning of the offseason if you just retained everybody, right? Like, a lot of bullpen pieces have walked. Alonso walked. You moved Nimmo. Marcus Semien is now playing second, and we still don't really know what that's going to be. And maybe this is insurance for Semien. If it starts going bad, you can just move Polanco to second, which I don't hate that idea of having insurance. To me, this signals so don't trust their young guys to play and develop, right? Like, if you're looking at this team right now, and I think the starting pitching is okay. Could you add another top level arm to the front of that rotation and make it really, really good? Yeah, obviously, but every team in the league could do that. Could the pen be better? Yeah, obviously. They're going to have to figure that out. That's their biggest weakness at this point, in my opinion. But I'm just so confused at what the long-term plan on this team even is. Forget this year, but like, I don't know. Like, Polanco's here for 2 years, so it's fine. It's a short-term deal. He's going to be fine. He's a switch hitter. You can put him in the middle of the lineup. He can play other positions in theory. He's not good defensively, which is why you're putting him at first. But you're, once again, just blocking, like, Luis Angel Acuna, as an example. Like, in my mind, and again, I'm not a GM. This is just some dude on the internet talking, right? You can agree or disagree with me in the comment section below. I think I'd rather Acuna play second base every day and just see what he's got, right? Like, at some point, that's got to happen. Might it be bad? Yeah, it might be. Might it turn out to be pretty good? Yeah, it might, but we don't know. And they're kind of like protecting him as though they're going to try to trade him at some point while the value's still high. It's like the Mets right now don't trust Acuna or any of the other young, like middle infield prospects they have to maybe hold down second base because you just brought in Semien, who has like 4 or 5 years left on his deal, and you're going to pay him, so he's going to play at some level. Could Semien wind up being good? Yeah, but after having watched the last 2 years of baseball from him, I don't see a world that it's ever great again. And Acuna, you can at least dream on him being great, right? Like Semien, I love Semien. I think his peak is just like above average player at this point. Like, could he sneak into one more really, really good year? Yeah, absolutely. But it has not looked good the last 2 years, and I've lost faith in it. Now he has a couple of like top 3 MVP seasons. That's what you're hoping happens, but I don't trust it, and I would just so much rather, right, that have stayed in house if I'm a Mets fan. I would have rathered, hey, we're running out of Cunha. We're gonna see what he's got. He's either got it or he doesn't. But this right now tells me they don't even trust him to have that opportunity. And maybe that's, hey, we're going to trade him for one of the bigger Padre arms that was rumored today, like a Mason Miller or an Estrada or whoever they bring in, because it seems like that's going to be the asking price. And I don't know. I'm confused at what the long term plan is right now for the Mets. So, Jorge Polanco, good player. Don't hear me wrong here. Jorge Polanco, good player, switch hitter. Had a 134 OPS plus last year on the Mariners. Played some third, played some second, played some first, DH'd a lot. He's going to be fine. He's a good player. However, I think his numbers you look at more fondly when you compare him to other second basemen in the league versus other first basemen, right? Because now, instead of getting compared to, we'll use the team that knocked them out, the Blue Jays, now instead of getting compared to Andres Jimenez on the Blue Jays, their second baseman, or like Bo Bichette moving over, both of those I think he compares really well with offensively. You're now comparing him to like Vlad Jr. And he compares way less good to players like that slug really well, right? I I don't know. I'm just confused, I guess. If you're a Mets fan, let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I don't understand what the long-term plan is, and there's a lot of offseason to go. There's rumors they checked in on Tucker. There's rumors they're shopping for a pitcher. That probably means like Beatty and maybe Vientos or Cunha. One of those guys is probably gone if you go that route and trade for a big arm. But right now, I'm just confused, guys. I don't know. I don't understand. Let me know. Maybe y'all are smarter than me.